you, Shemika, for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Okay, well, first of all, diabetes. Let's talk about how prevalent it is.
So, diabetes in the African American community is very prevalent. The reason I got into the field of diabetes health is because my mom, my dad, my sister, my grandma, so that's how prevalent it is in the African American community. When we look at the CDC, it says that Native Americans are first with the highest prevalence of diabetes, and then there's African Americans or Black Americans, and then there's Hispanics, Mexicans in particular. So the top three, we're the second in the top three.
All people of color.
All people of color. All people of color, yes. So it's really high. There's about 38 million Americans with diabetes, diagnosed diabetes. There's 98 million Americans with pre-diabetes, and there's so many more millions that are walking around that don't even know that they have diabetes or pre-diabetes.
Okay.
So that's what my clinic does. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to say, so just to remind people, diabetes, what is it?
Diabetes is a disorder of the pancreas. So what happens is when we eat sugar, carbohydrate, it enters our body and it turns into glucose, which is sugar. Glucose is primarily for energy. It gives our brain energy, it gives our kidneys energy, it gives energy to our organs in our body. But when you're diabetic, you eat carbs and sugar, it turns into glucose in your body, and your pancreas releases insulin in response to that sugar or carb that you're eating. And the insulin is released so it can usher the glucose inside of the cell and be transformed to energy. But when you're diabetic, it's kind of missing the shot. So the pancreas is releasing the insulin, but it's not ushering the glucose inside the cell. It's just flowing around in the bloodstream. And when it does that, it affects every organ in your body.
Negatively.
It makes micro tears on the vessel walls, which causes blood clots, which a lot of people die from massive strokes from diabetes as a result of diabetes, but it's because those sugar crystals make micro tears inside of your blood vessels. So diabetes is a serious condition. It's life-threatening.
Yeah. And we're talking about diabetes type 2.
Type 2.
Type 1 is bad too, but I mean, people are born with that?
It's an autoimmune disease, and we're talking about type 2 because type 2 is a lifestyle disorder. Type 1, they have no control over that. It's an autoimmune. Their body has just turned against itself. And only 5% of 100% of diabetics is type 1. Only 5% is born with it. 95% of the people, it's because of genetics. It's because of what we eat. It's because of lack of movement.
So, those are the three things. Well, genetics we can't do anything about.
Right.
But we can certainly do something about what we eat and whether or not we move.
Right.
Your clinic focuses on some revolutionary treatment for this. Let's talk about that.
So we do all things diabetic, right? We diagnose diabetes, we diagnose pre-diabetes, we diagnose insulin resistance. Insulin resistance and pre-diabetes leads to diabetes. So if you were diagnosed with insulin resistance or pre-diabetes, if you don't change your lifestyle within 5 to 10 years, you'll be a full-blown type 2 diabetic. So we diagnose that. We teach you your numbers. We give you your numbers. We teach you your numbers. We teach you the importance of remembering those numbers.
When you say numbers, explain to people what that means.
The numbers is the hemoglobin A1C. So that's the diagnostic profile. That's how they diagnose diabetes, which is your hemoglobin A1C. So a 5.7, a hemoglobin A1C of 5.7 to 6.4 means that you are pre-diabetic. Anything over 6.4, 6.5 and above, you're diabetic. your body, the pancreas, some of the beta cells in the pancreas have already died, and you're already a diabetic. And I hear a lot of people, I see podcasts of people saying, you can reverse this, you can reverse this. It's a chronic disease. Some of the beta cells have already died. You can't reverse diabetes. You can manage it for the rest of your life. That's what you do. You manage it. So yeah, our clinic, we do all things diabetes, but our cherry on top is our treatment. We offer a physiologic insulin resensitization.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a lot. So you call it PIR for short,
okay.
Right? So PIR, we offer PIR. And what PIR is, it essentially recalibrate your pancreas. We're given micro doses of insulin and glucose. And what that does is the glucose causes your pancreas to release insulin, whether there's a small amount or enough. And then we give you a micro dose. Well, we give you a micro dose of insulin that stimulates the pancreas to release insulin, and it ushers that sugar into the cell. And after so long, your pancreas is like, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And it starts releasing insulin in response to the sugar and carbs that you eat that turns into glucose to usher the glucose into the cell. Our treatment, it helps your pancreas do that. It reteaches your pancreas this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to release insulin when this person takes glucose in or when they take sugar and carbs. And again, sugar and carbs turns to glucose. Plain sugar and carbohydrates can't get into the cell, so it has to transform into glucose, which is sugar also. And glucose gets inside the cell and does the job. So essentially, that's what our treatment does. Because at the end, we're trying to prevent diabetes if you're pre-diabetic, prevent diabetes if you're insulin resistant, and if you're diabetic, we're trying to prevent those comorbid conditions. We're trying to prevent the stroke, prevent the blindness, prevent the amputations, prevent the heart disease, prevent the dialysis. We're trying to prevent all of those things. And the only way you can prevent those things is to get back on path, and that's what we do.
And tell me, you're one of few clinics in the nation really that offers this kind of treatment, right?
Yeah, there's 290 clinics down south, more that way. We're the only clinic that I know of in California. There's another clinic like ours, but it's mostly cash-based.
Okay, so that brings up another point. You do take insurance.
We take insurance. We take Medicare, Medicaid, and some of the commercial insurances. We work with them to get you seen. We bring you in. We do a physical, an examination. We draw labs to see where you are exactly. And then we put you on a treatment program. It starts at 2 infusions a week for 6 weeks, and then 1 infusion a week for 90 days. And then after the 90 days, you go to once a month. But everything is dependent on the human being. You have to remember we all have different fingerprints. So what works for me might not work for you. So I'm just giving you a blanket. This is what it typically would be. But it could change for you. It could change for me. But typically, it's 2 treatments a week for 6 weeks, 1 treatment a week for 90 days, and then 1 treatment a month throughout for the rest of your life if you're diabetic. If you're pre-diabetic, after about 90 days, you could reverse it, the pre-diabetes, and become normal. But always remember that lifestyle.
Yes, I was going to say that. Okay. This is not like, oh, okay, now I can go back to doing whatever I want.
Nope. And I've had patients that come and use the treatment as an excuse that, oh, my blood sugars are good. I could eat what I want. And they're disappointed because this is to help you. This is not a cure. It doesn't take the place of eating healthy and moving. It doesn't. It helps.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. And our final word, Shemika, tell us again how important prevention is.
Our lives depend on it. So a lot of people, if you're not sick, then you're not trying to go to the doctor and get stuck, get blood taken. But I'm telling you, annual labs are super important. It's very important that you get your labs drawn at least once a year. And if you're pre-diabetic, you should be having your labs drawn at least twice a year just to see where you are, where your hemoglobin A1C is, where your kidney function is. Because even if you're pre-diabetic, your kidneys are being affected, just a small amount, not as much as diabetes, but your kidneys are being affected. So you need to have those numbers at least twice a year if you're pre-diabetic. If you're diabetic, you should have your blood drawn, your hemoglobin A1C every 3 months.
Okay.
Every 90 days.
Okay.
Yes.
And then above that, healthy diet and exercise. It's so easy to say, but you really have to make a point to do it.
You have to make a point to do it, and you should get with a team that can help you stay on track with it. Again, it's not an easy process. I'm not trying to say it's easy. It's not easy for me. It's not easy for anyone. But with the right team behind you, you can at least stay on path. I was pre-diabetic. I stayed pre-diabetic I had gestational diabetes 12 years ago with my son. I was really bad. I ended up in the hospital because my glucose level was so high. It was above 400 and they couldn't get it down. It was resistant. Short story. So I stayed in the hospital for 7 days. They discharged me. I had my baby prematurely. The doctor told me without a doubt, within 5 years, you're going to be a diabetic. Your mom's a diabetic. Your grandma's a diabetic. At that time, I didn't know my dad was a diabetic, but the doctor told me within 5 years, you will be a diabetic. Got out of the hospital and just and I was morbidly obese at the time. I started changing my eating habits. I started moving, just simply walking. I would walk started off by walking to the mailbox, just made a commitment that I'm going to walk to the mailbox every day. And then from the mailbox just to the corner, just walking, slowly brought my hemoglobin A1C down from 6, which is pre-diabetes, to now it's 5.1. And what that doctor said is untrue. So what I'm telling you is if you're pre-diabetic or if you're insulin resistant, you can change it. Again, pre-diabetes is from 5.7, a hemoglobin A1C from 5.7 to 6.4. Anything over 6.4, you're diabetic. So you have to work on it. It's very, very important that we get a handle on this disease because people are dying.
Yeah, we're losing people unnecessarily.
Yeah. Like in droves, and they don't understand. And most of the time when a person passes away as a complication of diabetes, it's a massive stroke or a massive heart attack. We could prevent that if we just start moving and start eating right and do it little bit at a time. I'm not trying to be a supermodel. I'm trying to live my full years. Right.
Yeah, so. You have kids and you want to be able to be there for them. So,
exactly.
Shemika, thank you so much. This is excellent information. Of course, Shemika's information about her clinic is on the screen if you are in the Los Angeles area. And then if they're somewhere in another state and they want similar treatment, do they just look up diabetes treatment?
Yeah, you can look up diabetes treatment, or physiologic insulin resensitization.
Okay, we have that on the screen for you to be able to the clinic. Know what that is and type it in.
People healthy.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right, and that is Urban Wellness Now. We'll see you next time.